Hey, Bulls and Bears, welcome back. News wrap up for Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. I was not going to put out an additional report today. I did one earlier, but there's so many things happening, so much economic financial news to get caught up on here. Now, first of all, you may notice I don't have a headset on. I'm going to try this mic. This is a Yeti mic I use sometimes. The last time I used it, there were some complaints of some fan noise coming from my PC. So hopefully you don't hear it today. I've got it moved off to the side a little bit. Please let me know if you hear it, and I'll work on another solution for that, or just bring back the headset in our next report. Today, gas thievery, people stealing gas increased. The stock market loves war. Apparently, we're going to talk about that and tell you what that means. Also, more violence with evictions. We've got a couple news reports we're going to go over on that. Exports of certain food being halted from some European countries. That's going to impact food prices globally. Also, homelessness, tent city in Phoenix exploding. So let's go ahead and get started with all this news here. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to do some shout outs. I just checked and I've got a lot of support that was sent to me over the past couple months. Hadn't checked that in a while. Thank you very much. We're going to do shout outs here at the end of this video. All right, but let's start right here with the markets. The NASDAQ, the big gainer of the day. The NASDAQ up over 3.5%. The Dow Jones up over 2%. That was a 653 point gain on the Dow Jones. With all of the news of the war and the destruction that's happening over there, apparently the stock market loves war. All right, now we've seen this volatility. Sometimes we'll have 1,000-point up days followed by big drops and then recoveries. 1,000 points down and then to recover back in the green before the end of the day. So heavy volatility. Is that signaling a topping pattern in these markets, in the stock market? Please let me know. Will they let the markets drop? And will the war be the excuse for letting them drop? Well, today was a big green day. Doesn't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. But it's interesting, on the big red days, they're saying because uncertainty in the war, well, nothing's changed. And now we've got a big green day. Again, markets up 2, 3, 4% if you look at the NASDAQ. Nothing has changed. The volatility is here, but why these big green days followed by these big red days? It doesn't make any sense if there's really traders out there that are selling on the fear of this war, because these reports that are coming out are pretty horrific. Let me just read you a couple of these here. Russia bombs maternity ward. That's one. Here's another one here. Russia using thermobaric weapons. I mean, this is horrific, and yet the stock market saw a big green day today. So figure out what's going on with that. I think most of you know what's going on with that. But why is the plunge protection team coming in? And is this just a way to sucker people in to buy the dip, making people think that the stock market is still strong, it's going to make a big comeback, and yet they're going to pull the plug on it and we're going to see a big drop in the stock market? I don't know, and I don't pretend to know the way this is going to be manipulated, but I do know one thing for sure: it is manipulated. And yes, I'm doing some trades here and there in these markets, buying the dip on some ETFs that saw big price drops. But I would never go very big into these investments at this time. I know some people are going heavy into buying the dip. Even if it drops out, even if the floor drops out, I'm not going to take a very big hit, in my investment situation. Next report here: gas theft on the rise. Prices skyrocket, of course, and that's going to increase theft and this type of criminal activity. And there's a picture out of this article of a hole that was drilled in a fuel tank. And that's a report out of Los Angeles. No surprise. When prices continue to rise, when people get further and further into debt, when the cost of living goes out of control, it always happens. Crime always rises. Now, that particular photo showed a plastic gas tank. I would have been kind of scared to use a drill. I mean, I wouldn't steal gas anyway, but I would be scared to use a drill anywhere around a gas tank. But apparently people are that desperate or that stupid or both. Also, there's been a big surge in catalytic converters being stolen, and it's going to continue to get worse. So hopefully you have a safe place to park your vehicle. I was going doing some driving today. I saw several vehicles with the windows broken out. That people that just park on the side of the road. Um, a lot of people that live in apartments don't have enough parking, especially with all the people that are trying to bunk together because of the high cost of living. Now you may not have a place to park your vehicle, so more people parking on the streets now because of lack of parking, and your vehicle is going to be a target now, even more so now with these surging prices. People are going to be stealing gas, catalytic converters. More people breaking into your car to try to look for a purse or try to find some change. Especially as this homeless epidemic continues to increase and get worse, especially here out west, even over in Arizona. Let's talk about what's happening in Phoenix. It's pretty bad over there. And this is a Vice News report. Almost 1,000 people are now living in Phoenix. Phoenix is exploding. Tent city, 1,000 people. It continues here. A homeless encampment in Phoenix near the state's largest shelter has more than doubled in just 2 years. More than doubled. Pretty horrific, and this is going to continue to get worse as prices continue to skyrocket, as the cost of living for all goods and services continue to rise. It's going to be more difficult for people to pay their rent. Just in our previous report, we talked about big money investors, institutions coming in and ramping up their evictions. And what's going to happen in 2 more years is homelessness going to double again. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. That was just one particular tent city. There's lots of different tent cities in Phoenix and many major cities, but a doubling in just 2 years. Let me know down in the comments, is this going to continue to get worse? I don't really see anything that's going to fix this either. There are ways to fix it, but nothing's actually being done right now as far as I can see. Please let me know down in the comments about what you think about this homeless crisis. Let's talk about food prices and what's happening now. The food crisis will grow worse as spiraling prices spark export bans. So yes, countries over in Europe and also over in Asia are banning exports on certain items so they can actually help their own population. Things like cooking oil, wheat, exploding prices. But even the cost of transporting these items overseas on cargo ships is exploding. Now we did see a little bit of relief today in gas prices. Let's talk about that here. Oil down to about $111 per barrel. I think this is a pullback. I told you here right on this platform that we'll likely see a pullback after that big spike up that we saw here in the past couple weeks. But then I expect it to go continue to make new highs here into the future. Now let's talk about gas prices here. And I've got an app on my phone. It's called Get Upside. My sister actually sent me this. She commutes for her job, so she's very concerned about these gas prices. I got this app on my phone. I downloaded it. But the gas stations that participate in this app's program, they can save you like 12 cents a gallon, 20 cents a gallon. And what it is you go to these gas stations that are participating, you buy the fuel, and then you'll get reimbursed. I think you have to scan your receipt. I actually didn't use it because the gas stations that I went to that were on the list for this app that were participating, the gas prices were about 20 to 25 cents higher per gallon than other gas stations that weren't participating in this. So I'm not going to tell people to go do this. I'm still going to check around to see if I can find any gas stations that are actually cheap, because why pay 25 cents per gallon more only to save 12 cents per gallon? It's kind of like when you see a sale, let's say you go to a store, you're shopping, it says 50% off. But then if you look at the fine print that says up to 50% off. So you might find 1 or 2 items that are 50% off, but the rest of the store is still regular price. Or the store will bump the prices up higher and then take some percentage off that to make it seem like there's a great sale. That's what this app seems like to me so far. But please let me know if you had better luck with it. It's called Get Upside. If I have better luck with it, I'll let you know. But keep stacking, people. Keep preparing. How can you fight back against this? Well, I continue to stack silver. Physical silver cannot be printed in unlimited amounts. So the more silver you stack, eventually the physical price is going to become so detached from the paper price, which they're manipulating, it's going to set off a spark. So keep stacking silver. That's how you can fight back. Actually, link down in the description. You help the channel out if you use that link. It's SD Bullion. That's where I get mine from. Buy it at your local coin dealer, at a pawn shop. But keep stacking physical silver is one of my ways that I fight back, against this economic manipulation that we're seeing, against this inflationary explosion and price manipulation. Next, quick shout out, a thank you, and hugs to the following people: Thomas Taylor, Greg Johnson, Victor Castillo, Abdul Nabi, Victor Popoff, Johnny Shido, Thomas Taylor, did I say him already? Robert Lang, and Albert Pack. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and the kind messages. And many of you expressed, that this channel has been helpful in you and your finances. And I really love hearing that. Thank you for your support. Really, I couldn't do it without your support, without you being here. Channels like this, information like this, is not the top priority. Of the people running this thing. They don't want a lot of people to know a lot of the information that we talk about here on this channel. That's my opinion. But thanks everybody for your support again. Hope you're well. Keep stacking. Keep fighting against this. Keep betting against the debt. And if you keep stacking physical silver, eventually the price is going to break away from the paper price. And then that's when it explodes, because a lot of people will see what's going on, and they'll see the manipulation, and they'll be forced to adjust the paper price to keep up with the physical price. That's when you're going to see the price explosion in silver. So you can help by stacking. Link down below, SD Bullion. You help out the channel by doing that. Big love, people. Bye for now.